cave pearls, and many other.
Bro, when I was a little nigga, bro, I always said
we restarting. Ain't nobody finna cut, chip, none of that.
no, we just gonna add it to the thing.
Sondong, the largest cave on our planet. This cave is so massive that it has a completely self-sustaining
standing on rocks and shit.
ecosystem.
Man, nigga posing.
Mighty.
Hundreds of meters
What's the deal,
underground,
Mello? Make sure y'all
clouds
subscribe to the
you're
channel,
seeing in the
man.
Sky form inside this cave. Sondong even has an untouched prehistoric rainforest.
Please tell me who
hidden
would go
far
down
below
in
the
this cave,
surface,
bro, 'cause
and
I'm not.
a vast underground
I'm glad
river
there's somebody that would
transparent fish to
and
colorful
bring us the
monkeys
video.
over and a vast underground river from transparent fish.
You got
to
monkeys down
colorful
there?
Yeah, like you.
Yeah, they got monkeys down there, man.
Bro, why?
They got monkeys. What?
monkeys over two
What?
plant and animal species
Alright, bro.
in the underground world. 7 new animal species were recently discovered here and are unique to this place. Stretching 9 kilometers in length, this cave holds 38.5 million cubic meters.
That'd be the day that motherfucker
its
collapse if I go down there.
So enormous
Man,
that a
this got the worst
40-story
luck ever.
skyscraper
Black
could
people.
fit inside, and its giant
Earthquake.
stalagmites are rising like towers of ancient cities.
Stalagmite.
Walking inside, it's impossible not to feel as small as a tiny bug. Can a
Man.
rock move on its own? Sondong even contains phytokarst rocks, which move
I always
towards the
said
sun
rocks can
like
move when I was a little
semi-living
nigga, bro. I mean, not move,
Rare
but like
cave
grow.
pearls and many other unique formations are also
That look
I'm
like
over
they
here sounding
just
like
went
Flake.
down there
3
and did all
million
that.
years since its
Talking about
formation.
move.
The world had no idea about this cave's existence.
Bro,
until
ain't
it was
nobody
fully
doing all that,
explored
bro.
in 2009
Bugs.
in
It's probably a
Vietnam.
little cricket.
Now it's time for you to see the largest cave
Right.
on
They
Earth.
got drones, all
Individual
type of shit.
access is forbidden to
That's how niggas get stuck. I'm not doing it.
protect both visitors and the
That's the
fragile
day that
environment.
the rocks ain't
This
even moist or
expedition
nothing.
is
I'm rough as
operated by
hell, just
Oxalis,
stuck.
the only authorized agency. To reach Sondong, we've trekked through the jungle for 9 hours, and now we must pass through N Cave.
Nobody's
the world's
9
third
hours,
largest
nigga.
cave. This cave serves as a gateway
That's
to the world's
18
largest
back.
cave.
Man,
Back and
no,
forth.
we
Crucial
leaving
to be
from there.
fully
Y'all
prepared
better have
for
some
every possibility.
leeches.
So before
Ugh.
setting out on this journey, we did deep online research about Sondong and its surrounding area to learn about everything that we would need to know. Now
Man.
we're heading towards the beach inside the cave.
I would have my
Over the
AirPods.
centuries, water from nearby
Cyclone.
rivers gradually carved this place. The ceiling is 145 meters high,
Dang.
and the cave is 200 meters wide.
During the flooding season, much of this empty space is submerged underwater. You can understand from the basket over there, the water levels rise
Somebody could have
so
climbed
much
to put that
you
over
can
there.
carry objects up to that level.
With a breathtaking lake
Imagine
in front of
for the
us,
video.
it was impossible not to take a quick dip.
Not doing it.
At
Not
dusk,
doing it.
The sound of swift birds echoes in the cave. Because of their
So much
short
bird
and
shit in the
weak
water.
legs, these birds can't take off from the ground and must jump from a high place to fly. If they are trapped on the ground, it means death is certain for these birds.
Damn.
This
Ow.
one was unlucky.
Cause they can't fly.
Waited to die.
They need to jump.
At sunrise, we're ready
That's
for the
dumb.
journey to Sondong.
I mean, it ain't a bird.
If we call this cave a neighborhood, then
Well, what if it
Sondong
fly?
is
How you
a
a bird and
massive
can't fly?
city in comparison.
They got weak legs.
It's like Batman.
I don't know. That's gonna. I'll be
We
running.
will
Like,
move to the darkness now.
I can't help but wonder what awaits us in
Bird
Sondong.
need to be around
As we
some
walk,
other birds.
dozens of crickets on the ground
I
start
told you it was
jumping
crickets.
from side to side.
just throw a
Kill-
couple
nigga,
frogs in that
Ground is
motherfucker. It's
covered
over.
with centuries
You
of
got big
backwater.
ass bullfrogs.
Above us, countless bats hang in deep sleep, but some are awake and constantly defecating on us.
Man.
So it's not a good idea to
Ugh.
look up.
This nigga all typing slipping.
Come on
That's
now.
how my arm looks.
We pass
Dog.
by formations that look like traverses.
Nigga slipped on a rock.
The limestone
That shit is
steps take
slippery.
us to the path that leads to
You got the
Sondong.
weak ass shoes on.
Wow. The view
Man.
here is amazing. You can see some
Would've been down there
water
with some
coming down
Yeezys.
from
This
both
is the
sides.
cave?
N Cave welcomed us for a night deep in the jungle. Now, it's time to meet Sondong Cave.
It's trying to
Ugh,
come
what
to me.
the hell?
It's moving towards me. It knows what to leech on.
I sweat it. What the?
It got too big.
What the fuck?
Beneath the soil we walk on lies the 450 million year old limestone.
I wanna
formation,
kill that nigga,
which
dog.
began forming long
Y'all went down there
before
with the
existence
weakest-
of humans or
Y'all
even
down there
dinosaurs.
naked, dang
This
near.
calcium-rich limestone
Nigga on his
is
kneecap.
composed of shells and
Got
skeletons
sharks.
of ancient sea animals that sank to the ocean floor and gradually compressed over millions of years. However, since calcium dissolves easily in acid rain slowly erodes limestone
Acid
and forms
rain?
caves over time. This is how the world's
Oh,
largest
no.
cave was formed by rain-dissolving limestone. A challenging final climb brings us down to the grand entrance of Doong.
You just said
As we
acid
move
rain.
deeper, everyone's switching on their headlamps now.
I think
This
it turns
path
into
will lead
that.
us to the Hope and Vision Passage. In this 9-kilometer-long cave, there is so much to explore. We might be the first to record newly discovered animals.
This is the entrance of
Animals.
Oh, so they the
Animals,
niggas
not
died.
People look
insects.
tiny at the entrance.
Even just a few steps in,
Niggas
we're
say animals.
surrounded by incredible cave formations. The water, rich in minerals, flows down from the ceilings
Should
or
probably
walls
stink.
and builds these beautiful rimstone pools over time.
The very first animal greeting us is a cricket.
That's
A
an
cricket.
We are
insect,
making
not
our
an
way
animal.
through the
Belly
rocks.
G.
Some stalagmites are sparkling in pure white because of the mineral type they're composed
Like
of.
diamonds.
It looks like a
I'm
diamond.
breaking that shit and I'm
Yes,
taking it
it
home.
does.
There's a huge
Wanna
stalactite
get
in
Cuban.
bronze color resembling frozen waterfalls. The orange-brown hue suggests the presence of iron or other minerals mixed within the limestone. Some stalactites have actually broken off from the ceiling
But they ain't
and
show us
fell
this in
down
school.
to the ground.
That one in the
Huh?
middle is a fault
Ain't
line.
show us this in
It was
school.
formed because of tectonic movements of the Earth.
Sondong's
Okay.
enormous size is not just the result of water erosion, but also the fractures caused by tectonic movement.
These niggas smart,
which
though.
created pathways for water to flow deeper.
There's a huge river in this part of the cave.
Water to flow
For one, this is why you falling, bro. What is this? Feet. Why is your feet crossing like this? This is bad feet positioning. 101.
There's a huge river in this part of the cave. If you fall, you can't swim. It's so fast.
No, you
Rains
can't
feed
swim.
Many rivers here.
Nah, I'm getting
The
out
large
that shit.
untouched river now
Bitch, I'm
flows
jumping
through
off
the
some
cave.
shit. As soon as I feel leverage, I'm.
How did this?
That shit
come
not
to
gonna
life?
go like
We
that.
are like
I'ma die.
hundreds of meters inside the cave.
Ooh,
There's no
splash
sunlight.
right back down.
Heavy floods can bring soil and plant stems into the cave. That's why we see a sprouted seed here.
Ain't no
Unfortunately,
sunlight in
without
there.
sunlight, they won't survive for long. The flood also brought spores in, so now there are mushrooms growing here. The moisture and darkness are perfect
Nah,
for them.
ain't no
Just
Yesterday,
sunlight,
the
bro.
Want to
water
eat
reached
one?
up to here. It carried a lot of mud with it.
It's so recent, as if the flood just happened here. Signs of the incident are still visible. We reached the Hope and Vision Passage. This is the
Better than
largest
just start
part of the
raining.
cave.
Boy, you better
Standing
start
next
running.
to the tallest stalagmite in the world. It is 80 meters high.
It took an average of 800,000 years for these minerals to accumulate on the ground. as
800,000
water dripped from the
years?
ceiling and formed this massive
just an estimate.
stalagmite.
I don't even
The
think-
reason
that
it
niggas
got
just be
so
saying
huge
shit.
is because it grew in a part of the cave where the ceiling is over 170 meters high and more than 130
That's
meters
an
long.
estimation.
So this part of the cave is as large as a 40-story skyscraper could fit, and even a double-decker aircraft could fly through.
You can see the light coming from the first dolin very far ahead.
Batman
That's
shit.
where we are heading.
We spot cloudy-like white catches on the ground.
What is this?
What that look like?
Spider
What
web.
that
When they
is?
sense vibrations of a trapped insect, the spider jumps out, bites the prey, and returns to the funnel to eat. These are
Oh,
sand
it's the
towers.
spider webs.
When water drips from above, the parts under the pebbles are protected while their surroundings erode. And in the end, it forms these towers. It looks like a small metropolis.
All on them
If you
bitches, you
carefully look
dead.
at it, there's a guy standing on the top of that rock.
Our teammate in the far distance is now standing on a stalagmite of 60 meters in length.
What if
We
he
move 3
slipped?
kilometers
Man, what did that
forward
way
in the
break?
cave.
This is our camping
how
site.
strong are
Imagine
they?
sleeping here, looking at this view.
From here, you can partially see the first dew line. It might look like the cave's exit, but it's actually the first of 2
look cool,
massive
though.
dew lines. And from here on, things will get more incredible. The temperature difference between the outside and the inside of the cave forms mist and clouds inside the cave. The area beyond them is called Watch Out for Dinosaurs. We will explore that place tomorrow.
Man, look
For
like you
now,
might meet a
it's time to
dinosaur in that
rest.
motherfucker.
Now we are going to first dolin. This is the next day. There will be a lot of things that we will see today. Let's go.
We are crawling through narrow passages to get to the first
I
dew
don't
line.
want to do that though.
Very narrow point.
These sticky threads are traps belonging to cave worms. They
Oh,
produce a blue-green
yeah.
light from their tail to attract flying insects to these sticky threads.
We need
Once
them.
an insect gets stuck, the larva pulls up the thread with its mouth and eats
We need
its
that.
prey.
We need
This
that.
limestone
Bring
is
that
the
here.
oldest limestone in Southeast Asia. It is more
You
than
think
400
that's
million
fire?
years old.
While some sea creatures become part of
Wow,
the
it's gonna be
limestone,
sick.
others mineralized and ended up as fossils, like you see in this example. We'll get into the details of this fossil later. We're almost there.
Son, Wow, it takes for water droplets to reach the ground for like 20 seconds from up
Man.
there. What is the height of this wall?
It's around 140 meters.
Everything is huge here.
When you look up, you can see the trees of the rainforest surrounding the opening.
Man,
But right
imagine
now-
you running and you don't know it's a big ass hole right there. nigga, you riding the bike. Bitch, you dead, boy.
We are meters below
Man, you
and
can do.
still inside the cave. The reason why this hole exists is that hundreds
Why
of
you even
thousands
riding a
of
bike
years
through there?
ago, the river
Who knows?
flowing inside Songdong eroded the limestone and weakened the roof. The roof couldn't hold up and collapsed, creating this giant hole above. So the light gave life to these algae and mosses.
In the afternoon, we'll go to Dolin number 2. It's very different. You'll see a real jungle
Damn.
there.
But first, let's see the first of the last two incredible formations here.
This is
Ain't
also
no
a
way.
stalagmite,
Niggas got slides on.
but it's a different one.
It owes its unique layered shape to the waterfalls. These are phytokarst formations. They are rare limestone formations shaped by the growth of algae, mosses, and microorganisms together with
grass.
calcium carbonate.
Man.
Since both biological and geological
That shit
processes
looks
shape
magical.
them,
Grassy
they're
rock.
like partly a living.
Don't that shit
and
look
both
magical?
biological and geological processes shape them. They're like partly a living and partly non-living. Here you can see the phytokarst formations moving toward the sun like a hand extending from the cave. Climbing 1 kilometer down and up
That's
in the
crazy.
dark,
Freaky
we
cave.
finally reached our
Man.
next destination.
This is the second dolin, much bigger than the first one. This looks amazing. All of a sudden, we are in a forest, in a cave. Look here.
Who going
they're
back
so
to get the
dense.
camera?
Man, imagine
The
if it
roof
was a
of the cave
panther
at
in that
this point
motherfucker.
collapsed
Oh,
as
you
a result of
toe
the
up.
intersection of two main faults, forming a dew line on the surface 252 meters above where we are.
They should
The
put some
black
animals
cave
in there.
roof
They
allowed
probably died
sunlight
up.
to
Ain't no
enter,
animals in there.
giving rise to an entirely new ecosystem. Despite extreme conditions,
Yeah, they got
plants
monkeys.
and animals have managed to adapt and turn this place into a unique
some gorillas in
underground
there and made 'em.
rainforest.
As we move forward
Put up,
towards
two
the light,
families of
the height
gorillas.
of the plants grow. The soil makes it perfect.
They
to
gonna make a
form
whole jungle.
rainforest.
A large portion of the soil here consists of bat guano. It is accumulated
Bat
for
guano.
millions of years and is highly fertile.
The soil here is deep and full of small
Okay,
holes.
freak
There is an
nasty.
insect in each hole.
Give me that.
and the insects are making
Everybody been
traps in
poking
these
something
holes
in
to
there.
catch animals.
This jungle is huge. The biologists have found more than 200 species of plants and almost 60 species of animals
They guys
living
really
in this
probably-
area.
There are some monkeys on
That motherfucker
trees.
deluxe
This might
rolling.
be the only cave where monkeys live.
Most primates typically prefer
What a
trees as
damn
their
rich.
habitat, and cave environments are not suitable for them. However, this extraordinary cave has become a new living space for
Look, they got the
certain
frog.
species. We came
Freak.
across the center.
Okay. Okay.
And
Nobody's
snakes are
doing
native
that.
forest as well.
Sound of this forest.
That bitch
is
run up your
calming.
arm, now you're dead. Turn into a Decepticon.
Even the
Autobot.
explorers who first came here in 2009
Freakbot.
thought they'd found the exit for a moment.
Remember
Like-
that we are in a cave. This cave has its own rainforest. All of these trees
Own
get
trees.
thinner but taller to
Well,
reach
underground.
the sunlight coming from above. That's why all of them are very thin, but very tall compared to their width.
Certain trees reach heights of 40 to 50 meters. It's because the trees prioritize height to maximize sunlight absorption.
That's
This is
crazy.
the remains of a snail. Monkeys
Dang.
catch these snails and break them with stones, then eat
Seafood
them.
boil.
As we move
Man.
through the cave, we start coming across signs red-shinned dukes have left behind.
They gonna come do that to
So
y'all?
many snails. Most of them are broken and probably eaten by a monkey.
We kind
A
of
monkey.
forget we're in the cave because it's so massive.
This is where we are going to camp.
And y'all
tonight.
moved
It's our
them
fourth
out.
and final day in the
Y'all
cave.
messing with the
Today,
ecosystem.
we navigate through a water-filled passage before reaching the Great Wall of Vietnam. The stalagmites here look fascinating,
Who came up with that
almost like
name?
the work of a sculptor.
A pool of water surrounds this column and fish are swimming in it. These fish
What?
have no eyes as they have adapted to live in this total darkness. Instead, their other senses got stronger over time.
See how it doesn't give any reaction to the shadow of my hand or the movement?
It doesn't see anything. Like the fish, this cricket is completely blind.
Okay, that
doesn't
makes
see me.
sense.
Damn.
These super rare formations are
You just
called
walking
cave
around.
coves. They are usually 1 centimeter in diameter, but here since they are
First
too
blind
old, some of
insects.
them are as big as
Nah,
a tennis
it's in
ball.
my
Just like real pearls, they form around a tiny nucleus, such as a grain of sand, with layers of minerals slowly building up over time. They need a few hundred years to be fully formed. As we push further into the cave, something unexpected catches our eyes. These are deer bones. They're estimated to be 500 years old. There is one last
What the
challenge
hell?
ahead, an 80-meter high karst
A
wall
deer.
called the Great Wall of Vietnam. To reach there, we must
got
also
Vietnam
pass through a
deers.
600-meter-long Passchendaele passage. The passage is now filled with water.
Who
and is
carried
turned into
a boat for
breathtaking
9
blue
hours?
lake.
Bro, who did that?
It's so high that
y'all
the
niggas
light
ain't got
does not
helicopters?
reach the very top.
It's dusty in there.
After the wall,
It's
the
misty.
light from the exit is visible from 500
I'm not
meters
doing
away.
all
We
that,
have
bro.
explored the world's largest cave. From
How much you
one
think they
end
got
to the
paid?
other. Yet on
Just
the fourth
23
day of
million
the
views.
exploration, one mystery still remains. Which ancient creature the fossil we saw in Doong belongs to?
I'm opening Opera browser
Crap.
and quickly navigating to the cave's website to check the related article.
Here we'll find the same fossil's image and its description. I'm gonna press Command/ or Control/ to open Aria. It's a built-in AI tool. Let's ask it to highlight the key points in this article. The article mentions 2 different coral fossils, but doesn't specify which image belongs to which creature. Luckily, Aria has image recognition feature. I'm gonna upload the image and ask again. Okay. It identifies the fossil we saw as Tetracorallia. Let's check for more information on this sea creature.
First, I'm
Sea
using the
creature.
Tab Islands feature to
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
He's yapping for the rest of the video.
Yep.
Time to wrap it up.
That was a straight little cave video, you feel me? We were deep sea driving, man. That was a little mellow education for the day. What you gotta say, G?
If you're a Funko Pop fan, man, we're giving away 3 Funko Pops, man. Make sure y'all hit that like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, wait, I don't gotta get that way in the camera, man. We got
Knuckles is the hardest Knuckles.
We
We
got
got my
some
nigga
other
Luffy.
ones, man.
Luffy. Monkey. They got 100 berries on his head.
Make sure y'all
Y'all know it's way more than that.
Comment if y'all want one, man.